Hello, I'm Ollie and this is Criminolly, where I talk about crime, pulp, horror, that kind of thing. Today, my experience of moving from Kindle to Kobo. I've got 4 things for you that Kobo does better than Kindle and one that Kindle does much better than Kobo. So I've been a long time user of Kindles. I've had a bunch of them over the years. I've had 2 Kindle Paperwhites, a Kindle Scribe, a Kindle Basic, and way back when a Kindle Keyboard. But recently, a few months ago, I made the decision to stop using Kindles, to stop using Kindle devices, and also to stop using the Amazon Kindle ecosystem. I've made some videos talking about why I did that, but really it was down to me feeling increasingly like Amazon was more interested in selling books to me than they were in me having an enjoyable experience of reading the books I'd already bought from them. So I moved to using a Kobo. I bought a Kobo Libra Color, and what I thought would be interesting to talk about today is what that has been like. And this video won't just be about the devices, so what the Kobo Libra Color is like as a device. I've made a full review of it and I'll link to that in the description to this video. It's more about the overall experience, what the differences are between the Kindle ecosystem and the Kobo ecosystem, so that people can make their own decisions about whether switching to Kobo is the right thing to do or not. Now obviously when I bought this Kobo Libra Color, Kindle didn't have a colour Kindle, or not a colour e-ink Kindle anyway. They've just announced the Kindle Coloursoft, which in many ways seems to me to be inferior to the Kobo Libra Color. And I'll talk a bit about what I really like about the design of the Kobo Libra Color in this video. But the Kindle Coloursoft, and I had made a video about this as well, seems to me like the bare minimum Amazon could have done in terms of releasing a colour ink device. It doesn't feel like they've been bold with it at all. It doesn't feel like they've tried to do anything particularly interesting on it. They've basically just slapped a colour screen on a Kindle Paperwhite. So I've got 5 things to talk to you about in this video. I'm going to talk to you about the store experience on both the Kobo and the Kindle. I'm going to talk to you about the UI, so the software design on the Kobo versus the Kindle. I'll talk about the physical design of the Kobo versus the Kindle. I'll talk about Kobo Plus against Kindle Unlimited. And I'll also talk about the one thing that I think Amazon still does much, much better than Kobo. So let's start with the store. So the Kobo store is much less intrusive than the Kindle store. On the Kindles, you have 2 different places you can see the store. So there's a store tab that you can go into to buy books, but also on your home tab, Amazon will push different books that they think will be interesting to you. On the Kobo, it's far less intrusive than that. It's just limited to the Kobo store tab. So you go into that and you can choose to go into that area of the Kobo and browse for books. You don't get it pushed in your face in quite the same way that you do on the Kindle. Now I know on the Kindle you can set by default for it to open on your library tab, but if you do that, I feel like you should just be able to get rid of the home tab completely. It doesn't serve any purpose at all. And as I say, I've increasingly felt with using my Kindles like Amazon cared more about selling me more books than they did about me enjoying the books I'd already bought from them. So for me, the experience of using the store on the Kobo has been much better. The other thing they do fantastically well, here in the UK at least, is integrate kind of Libby and Overdrive with the store. So Libby is a service that libraries can use to allow you to download ebooks from the library, and that's really nicely integrated into the Kobo store. So if you've registered your Libby account on Kobo and you search for a book, the Kobo will automatically tell you if it's available on Libby rather than just being available in the store. So you can make an informed choice about how you want to access that book. Okay, so next up, let's talk about the user interface on the Kobo. And I just find this to be better designed. There are a number of things that I find myself doing quite often when I'm reading digitally, which the Kobo makes it easier for me to do than the Kindle. The 2 that really leap to mind are changing the brightness of the screen and switching between books. So on the Kobo, to change the brightness of the screen, you literally just run your finger up or down to the edge of the screen and that will change the brightness for you. You don't have to tap into the kind of menu settings in order to change the brightness. So much, much easier. Just a really elegant way of changing screen brightness. And then the other thing is switching between books. So on the Kobo, if you swipe down from the top, you get the most recent books you've read and you can just click on one to switch between it. You don't have to go back to your library view like you do on the Kindle. I'm someone who quite often has more than one book on the go at a time, so being able to easily switch between books is really important to me, and I just think the Kobo does it really nicely. Okay, let's talk quickly about the physical design of the Kobo Libra Color. The one comment I get most often on my Kindle videos is from people saying they wish that Amazon still made a device with physical page turn buttons. People love those buttons, and for some reason when Amazon decided to kill the Kindle Oasis, they haven't put those buttons on any other device. They just make reading so much easier. I love devices like the LibreColor that have that kind of asymmetrical design with a slightly bigger bezel on one side with page turn buttons. They just make it easier to read. They make the whole experience more pleasurable. And I always look for page turn buttons on my devices now. I really think they make a big, big difference to reading, particularly if you want to read one-handed. Overall, the Kobo LibreColor just feels like a really well-designed and manufactured device. It doesn't quite have the premium feel of something like the Kindle Oasis, which had a metal chassis, but I definitely prefer the feel of it to the Kindle Paperwhite. Okay, now we get to Kobo Plus versus Kindle Unlimited. So if you don't know, these are subscription services that the two companies offer. What that means is you pay a monthly subscription fee, but then you can download books to read for free. Now, those books won't be from the full range of books that are available for Kindle or Kobo. You won't get the latest bestsellers, for example, but you do get a library of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of books that you can download from. What I've discovered, though, is whilst there are more books available in Kindle Unlimited than there are in Kobo Plus, there are more books I want to read in Kobo Plus. And I think the reason for that is really simple. In the terms and conditions of Kindle Unlimited is a clause that says if you make your book available on Kindle Unlimited, you can't sell it on any other ebook platform. Now, clearly, Kindle is the biggest ebook market by far. It's definitely much bigger than Kobo. And what that means, particularly for independent authors who really want to get their books on Kindle Unlimited because they know it's a successful market, they can't then sell their books elsewhere. But conversely, what that means for bigger publishers is they may not want to make their books available on Kindle Unlimited, but Kobo Plus doesn't have any restrictions like that. So what I found on Kobo Plus is loads of older books in particular from establishing publishing houses that I really want to read, and I can get them for free on Kobo Plus, but they aren't available on Kindle Unlimited. What you do get far less of on Kobo Plus, though, is that kind of self-published book, which can be absolutely fantastic. I've read a number of self-published books that I've really loved, but many of those are only available on Kindle Unlimited. So your mileage may vary on this. I think your particular tastes in terms of the books you like to read is likely to drive whether or not Kindle Unlimited or Kobo Plus is better for you as a reader. Now we get to the one thing that Kindle definitely does better than Kobo, and that is their cloud services. Now, the reason for this is simple. Amazon is a huge cloud computing company. They make a load of money, not in the Amazon store, but in selling cloud services to other big companies. But they've implemented it really, really well with the Kindle. And there are kind of two parts to this. So the first thing is it's really easy to get books onto your Kindle that you've got from other stores. So that might be classic books you've downloaded from Project Gutenberg, it might be digital review copies you've got from NetGalley, or it might be books you've bought from other digital stores. In order to get them onto your Kindle, you can just email them to it. So every Kindle has an email address. If you email a book to that address, it will show up on your Kindle. There's also a web page that you can go to upload books to your Kindle library. Both those things work really, really well. Kobo, unfortunately, doesn't have anything like that. And then the other side of it is WhisperSync. So WhisperSync is a service that runs on Kindles that means your progress across different devices synchronizes automatically in the background. So you might be reading in the Kindle app on your phone and then pick up your e-ink Kindle, and your progress within that book will have synchronized between the two. And it works very, very well indeed. Now, Kobo does have something similar, but on Kobo, it only works for books you've bought from the Kobo store. On Kindle, it will work for any books that you put into your Kindle Cloud library. So it's much more versatile, and I always found it to be a really, really useful service. So those are my thoughts on moving to Kobo from Kindle. Overall, I'm really happy with my choice. 4 of the 5 things I've talked about, for me personally, are definitely better on Kobo than they were on Kindle. But that WhisperSync and the ability to get books easily into your library definitely works better on Kindle, and that's the one thing I do miss. Anyway, let me know in the comments if you've got any questions about this. Let me know if you've made that move and how you found it. And as always, thank you very much for watching. I hope you're safe and well out there. Hope you're reading good stuff, and I'll speak to you again very soon. Cheerio.